Ooh, Yin, I heard a new villain is going to be joining the league. He's about the same age as us. What do you think? Toga said. I don't give a fuck, you said. You're no fun. She huffed. Yin sat at the bar stool, tracing patterns on the table. Despite them being villains that do much more legal stuff, Kirigiri still refused to give Yin any alcohol beverages. She argued countless times about the matter, but Kirigiri does not budge. I thought you would be more interested, Yin. Tomura himself went to a new recruit. Isn't that different? Kirigiri said, looking at you. I'd be more interested if you gave me a drink, you said. No. He sighed. It was tiresome to leave. It was tiresome to him having to say it again and again and again. What's Mr. Handjob deal with kids? He has more than enough here already, Dobby said to himself. The silence of the already rather quiet area made his quiet talking rather loud. He gained a glare from you. Watch your mouth, dumb mouth. Dobby and you bickered for a while long, while Shigaraki... Green? Who's the fuck? Green? Who the flip is Green? And a small green-haired boy. Oh, I know who he is. Oops, shit, sorry. Green and a small green-haired boy entered. You recognized the boy from somewhere. You couldn't quite think of where. You're the kid from UA. I saw you on TV, Toga said happily. The UA Sports Festival. You saw him break his bones on TV. Has he improved his quirk since, or is he just as weak as before? One and only successor, the one who will destroy him, Shigaraki said, smiling beneath the hand he called, quote-unquote, father. Make yourself at home. You're going to be here for a while. The boy pushed forwards. Shigaraki went to his usual spot at the bar, as far as he could be from you. Toga immediately started pestering the poor boy with questions. He seemed to be quite stoic expression and bored tone, yet he matched Toga's quickness in answering in questions. Eventually, she got bored of him and just whined and walked off. The boy looked around the bar. Is this all the members? No, there is more. They are doing similar jobs, trying to recruit new members, Kirigiri explained. The boy walked over to the bar, sitting right beside you. Would you like anything to drink? He asked, walking to you two. Water, he said. Okay, Yin, can I get you a drink? Not any alcohol one. If you're done with that. Kirigiri glared at you while filling Izuku's glass of water. Just the usual, you sighed. Kirigiri pulled out a bottle of apple juice from the mini fridge underneath the bar. Enjoy your whiskey on the rocks, he sighed, continuing to clean the glass. This isn't even on the rocks, idiot, you huffed. You heard the boy beside you lightly laugh. What's so funny? You glared at him. His speech didn't falter, seeing your stoic glare. You're funny. What's your name? He asked. Yin. And you? You replied. Midoriya Izuku. Just call me Deku, he said. Why are you here now, Izuku? Oh, my successor himself. The #1 hero had to have seen a hero in you. Why now are you a villain? You asked. He saw a hero, but never tried to prove it to me. I was one. No one ever had. They just cast me aside because I didn't have a quirk. They said I was an idiot. Reckless. Bastards. He trails off, realizing he was getting worked up over his words. The hero world is corrupted, so I want to end it. Starting with the #1 hero. All Might. He said after a minute. You smirked. I like your style. So stick around here. You left the bar, carrying your bottle of apple juice with you. Over the next few months, Izuku and you had gotten even closer. He was gone for a while since he still kept up with his role as a UA student. But he'd join you when you went out with Toga or alone to do villainous things. Regardless, you've been feeling weird around Izuku. Your heartbeat would increase, your face would flush or become hot, and you became overwhelmed, nervous around him. Toga, I think I'm dying, you said. She giggled. How would you be dying, Yin? I feel weird. I get super hot and sick, and it's always happening near Izuku, you told her. She was silent. Her lips separated into a wide smile as you kept talking. You love him, she exclaimed. No, I definitely don't, you retorted, blushing. Well, then if you don't, I'll just have him for myself, she said. No, you exclaimed, covering your mouth and blushing darker. She smiled. See, you got jealous. You definitely love him. We're villains. It's not going to work out, you said quietly. You suddenly felt an odd feeling. Talking about with Toga, it felt odd talking about the boy you liked with another girl your age. A friend almost. It's not something that seems somewhat normal, that you expect to do as a villain. Yeah, but we're also villains. Pretty much all villains are gross adults like Mr. Handyman. This will probably be our only chance to find someone you like in this job. So, you should try it, Toga said. It was surprisingly a lot more sense than normal. Then, when should I tell him? You asked quickly. She shook you by the shoulders. Tonight. The sooner he knows, the better. If he doesn't feel the same, then just forget about it. All right, you replied at the same intensity. Izuku came back that afternoon. You were noticeably nervous, but seriously, he never said anything about it. You two sat at the bar together, as usual. Twice was there, talking to himself normally. Mostly, well, yeah, that's normal. Dabi was practically listening, but not really. Toga was there, maybe listening, but you couldn't really tell. Shigaraki was also in his office, as he called it. Then you two. Izuku was drinking water, and you were drinking your whiskey on the rocks. Are you going anywhere tonight, Yin? Izuku asked. No, but can we talk? Alone? You asked, looking away from him. Yeah, lead the way. He nodded. You grabbed his hand, pulling him from the bar out to the back door. The two of you were now in the back alley outside the building. Izuku, you stuttered, then trailed off. I really like you. Would you want to be my boyfriend? You said, looking down at your shoes. Izuku didn't respond for a moment. The only noise was the crickets nearby chirping. You were waiting for his rejection, the heartbreak, the pure, utter disgust from him that he'd never be caught with you. I like you too, Yin. He looked up in surprise. He was also blushing, looking down at his shoes. So, yes, I'll be your boyfriend, he said. Your eyes lit up, and you wrapped your arms around him. You hid your face in his shoulder, smiling happily to yourself. He hesitantly wrapped his arms around you as well. He was shaking a lot, probably from what just happened. That night, you fell asleep, happy. The next week, pretty much all the members were gathered at the bar that night. This happened mostly. It was short of like a get-together / meeting for the villains. You were sitting at the booths in the bar, across from your boyfriend, Izuku. He seemed a bit on edge all night since he got back from UA. Hey, Izu, are you okay? You asked. Yeah, I'm fine. Just nervous around large crowds, he replied. Don't worry. It'll be fine. You've met them all before. He smiled reassuringly. He smiled back. It almost looked like there was guilt in it. Thanks. Your advice really helps, he said. You held his hand under the table, only separating when Toga came up to you. Handyman told me to get you two lovebirds over there. They're going to start the meeting, or whatever it is. She giggled at the word lovebirds. The two of you left the booth, walking over to the group of villains. Kirigiri was at the front, it seemed, talking. Shigaraki was there, just he never likes talking to these people. He probably wouldn't have been in the same room if the meeting didn't also apply to him. Kirigiri was talking, but you weren't really paying attention. You just wanted to spend time with Izuku. He seemed to be more nervous, so you laced your fingers with his. He slightly gasped, then looked towards you, giving a weak smile. As you held his hand, you rested your head on his shoulder, saying, "You don't need to be nervous. Everything's all right." Suddenly, there was a click of something around your wrist. You looked at your hands. The fuck? Oh, I should just keep reading, Reagan. Stop. There was a handcuff clipping around your wrist by Izuku. Izuku, what? You were cut off by him whispering something. Go. The back entrance. The side entrance from the bar. And the front entrance were bombarded by police officers, the pro-heroes. You didn't know what to do, watching everyone around you getting attacked by heroes and police. Let me go, you shrieked as he attached the other cuff around your wrist. You could see the guilt in his eyes. He felt bad doing this. Regardless, all you felt was betrayal. All the other members were either taken out if they put up a fight or easily subdued and handcuffed. He struggled, but didn't try hard. He knew you couldn't easily leave his grasp, yet you didn't. He had lied, betrayed you, and the people that had been with all your life, but you had loved him and truly cared for him. Hating him and fighting against him was hard. Your feelings couldn't just go away immediately. You let him lead you out, then letting the police take you and shove you into their car. Toga was about to in the same car with you. She was unconscious. Of course, she tried to fight them. You looked out of the window, seeing Izuku standing beside All Might himself. Tears slipped from your eyes, but you wiped them away quickly. There was no room for trust as a villain, and you had to remind yourself the hard way.